What's up, y'all? My name is Monev360, and this is the Mo Beats and Raps podcast. And today, on episode 7 of this show, I got a very special guest with me today. This will actually be the first producer that I've ever interviewed on the podcast. And just to give you a quick rundown, he's a producer. Not only that, he's a DJ, a drummer, an avid record collector, and an MC. We're going to be chopping it up with him about his album called The Vibe Out and some other things today. So y'all just give a warm welcome to producer Big Stacks. What's going on, man?
Doing all right there, Monev. Appreciate you having me on, man. And want to give a special shout out to my partner in rhyme, Nite Time, who collaborated with me on The Vibe Out and The Balance of Power back in 2017. So shout out to him.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah. So how's things been going with you?
Man, busy making this music, really busy. Working on some projects. I did some feature work, a bunch of stuff. So a lot's going on musically right now. So thankfully that there's some buzz and interest in my work right now. So I'll take it.
What's up? It says in your IG bio that you're a producer, DJ, drummer, record collector, and an MC. When you first got into music, which one of those came first?
Great question. The first thing I did, actually, I was a record collector first. My father got my older brother and I, rest in peace to both of them, into music. I mean, my dad enrolled my brother and I in the old school, I don't know if you remember this, the Columbia Record Club in Terre Haute, Indiana, where you get 12 records for a penny.
Oh yeah, the Columbia records where they
get an extra. Yep.
Yeah.
So he wrote us in that, and at first Dad would pick all the records, and then as I got older, I started picking out records and collecting, based on my own tastes and influences from, other family members like my uncles and stuff like that. So it kind of started with that. So it was music first, and then behind that it was drums. I started playing drums when I was like 5 years old. Before that, I was beating on pots and pans and stuff like that, toys. And my parents recognized that I had a musical talent, so they invested in getting me a little toy drum set, and then I showed them that I actually had some motivation toward learning to play, and so they upgraded me to a real set. I had like a Rogers kind of glitter kind of set, from back in the day. So and so I've been playing ever since I was 5 years old. So and then after that I got into DJing and then electronic kind of stuff, beat machines and stuff like that, and then in the sampling. And then, MCing was going on around that time too. I was around, MC cats, and I'd always rhyme in the cypher, you passing the L, hitting the 40. And I just rhyme. And so I found out I had, I was pretty witty with it and glib. And so they say, hey, you ought to rhyme, man. So I started doing a lot of cameos on different demos I was working on. So it kind of started from that. So I always, could rhyme, and then I, wrote parts and stuff like that. So kind of, that's how it starts. That's kind of the progression from records all the way to like, MCing and producing.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Because I mean, that's organic, and it's just like the way that everything is interconnected. Like the music, listening to the music, and then you're drumming, and then getting into the DJing, and like everything is all really, really connected. People you around, the people the hip hop that you're listening to at the time. So yeah, that's really dope. And like, if you were to guess, how many records would you say that you own? I see you got the shelves behind you and everything. Like,
oh man, that's a good question. Probably, I want to say about 12,000, something like that.
Wow.
And that's a conservative estimate. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's not even everything. That's just what I have displayed. So yeah, I got a lot of records, man. I literally have records from when I was 5 years old to now. I mean, I have my original Gratitude by Earth, Wind and Fire from the Columbia Record Club over in the shelves. And the crazy part is it plays well. I mean, it still plays.
That's what's really crazy.
My father taught us how to handle records really early. Don't touch the record, just put it back in the sleeve when you're done. And so they don't have any scratches, man. And I was a child. I was 5.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I got some records like on the shelves on this desk right here, but that's it. Like I wouldn't call myself a record collector. That's pretty much the extent of it, of what's on these shelves. But yeah, that's amazing, man.
Yeah,
I probably can't. If I came to your house, I'd probably have a field day looking through those records, man.
Yeah, man. I start playing originals for people. They're like, "Man, you got that? You got that too?" Yeah, I got all that stuff. I probably used it before they did, you know. And it's funny, I've told those stories for years too. A lot of stuff I used first, but you know, if you're not out before then, people don't know.
If you're not out, then you know, no one would never know it. Yeah.
Yep. I can name a bunch of those, man, from famous producers.
What's one that comes to mind right off your head?
I used Memory Band by Rotary Connection for a demo back in 1993, and that's the same record that Pete Rock flipped for The Life I Live by I&I.
Oh, okay. The I&I album, man.
I used that in 93.
Yeah, that's a slept on album, man. Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, that's and it says many others. That's a great record, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What's a record that while you may have been crate digging or whatever to make a beat and stuff like that you felt you were taking a chance on, but when you got home and listened to it, it surprised you and you found out that it really did have heat on it?
Oh man, that's happened so many times. Oh man, I tell you, well, actually the Rotary Connection is a good one. Actually, I bought that. I didn't know what it was. I bought that at Music Hut in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know, shout out to Fayetteville, Vietnam. I bought that in 1980.
I'm in North Carolina.
Yeah, small world, man. What part?
Yeah. I'm in a small town called Tarboro.
Yeah, I know where Tarboro is. I lives in Tarboro. Yeah. Yep. But Rotary Connection would be one. That record was weird looking. You wouldn't know by looking at it that anything was on there. There's a bunch of heat on it. But I'd say the one that fits that the most to me would be, man, what's a good one? I have so many of those. I'd say, well, I don't want to say that one. I was gonna say Sun Bear, but no, not Sun Bear. Sun Bears would fit that too. I'd say, man, that. You asking some serious questions. That's what's a record that looks corny but good? I tell you one I can think of right off the top of my head. Don Mock, this private press guitar player I bought an album from out in Portland somewhere. He just looks like a total like stoner guy. He doesn't look like it being anything. It's a great Don Mock. It's a great fusion jazz record on a private press label. I mean, it's great record. Matter of fact, I've used drums from it before. I mean, that's a nice album. But that would be one quick example. That record does not look like it's going to be that funky. It's amazing, man.
Okay, and then now the reverse of that question. What was a record that is by an artist that you love and you thought that it was going to be really, really dope, and then you didn't like it once you got home?
Oh man, there's a bunch of those. I tell you one that stands out, like Treasure Island by Keith Jarrett, man. I mean, Keith Jarrett's so up and down. He can be brilliant on one album and just make a total clunker on the next album. He's just so, hate to say it about the guy, talented piano player, but he's just so inconsistent in terms of quality. So yeah, that's one top of my head. Keith Jarrett, Treasure Island, man. There's a few of those like that. Let me see, what's another good one that just, I guess I would say some of the later, like weird to say this, but some of the later Fatback albums are real corny to me. I mean, I love the early Perception Fatback Band. Yeah, the early Perception was just nasty. Man. The later ones were just like, man, like disco cheese, man. Like, and I like some disco, but just not theirs. I mean. Yeah, that's a good example. Or, you know, yeah, definitely. You look at those albums because you know the early stuff. Oh, I know it's gonna be hot, and you're like, this is garbage. Or
yeah, you know how as time goes on, you know, for some groups they can't sustain that quality because the times change and stuff like that. You know, absolutely. That's what I kind of notice about like the group called the Silvers. I like.
Oh man, the Capitol stuff is garbage. Oh
yeah, they.
I roll with the Pride stuff myself. The Pride albums.
Yeah, when they were young, when they were kids, it was ill, you know. But.
Yeah, the Pride stuff is just out of this world, man. So yeah, but another one, gosh, there's a few of those like that. Even some of the later Ramsey albums are real corny to me. I mean, And I love Ramsey Lewis. I mean,
yeah.
My first album, The Sun Goddess, but some of that later stuff, it's just, ugh, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why that happens like that. I don't know if it's the label or what. They want to do something different,
They want to take you in a commercial direction and they just mess it up.
Yeah,
they do it bad. A lot of the soul groups ended up that way too. Their later albums are just, stinkers, man. They're trying to transition to disco and they're like 35, 40 years old. Like,
right.
Nah, that ship is sailed. Let the young ones do that.
Yeah. What production equipment did you start out with when you first started producing? And now what's your current production of weapon of choice if it happens to be different?
Oh, I started out on the Korg DDM 110 drum machine. Bought it cash money from tips working at the commissary, bagging groceries and and that sort of thing. Literally counting ones out on a table. That was my first drum machine. I was the talent show DJ or beat maker. I'd make the beats for the talent show rappers in high school.
Oh,
so
okay.
Started with that. Yeah, everybody come to my house. Go to Pat's house. Pat's got he's got a drum machine. Now I use primarily the MPC Live. Use the Korg Triton Extreme with that, and other stuff as well. But mainly the Live. I love the Live because of the fast workflow. I used to use the ASR 10 for years, but
that's slow. What's up. So, tell me about the first one. I can't remember what you said the name of it was. The Korg.
The Korg DDM 110. Yeah, it's just a standard drum machine. Bass.
Was it a sampler?
No, it was a straight drum machine. Kick, snare, hi-hat, hand claps. All that. The toms. They had pretty good presets given that period. That's like maybe mid 80s. I mean, it was actually a good drum machine. I mean, in terms of sound quality, but. Then I moved over to sampling later on, like a year or so after that. So
so you said you were on the ASR 10.
Yep.
So that was what you were on after the first one.
Oh, it was a bunch in between, man. Like the S50, the Roland S50, used that. Heck, I had a Roland 626. I've had a bunch of drum machines too. I mean, Dr. Rhythm. But finally, I got to the S50. I used that in the studio. Then I got an ASR 10. I've also used the MPC 3000 in the studio back in the day. I rocked on the SP12.
I was just about to ask you, did you do the SP 1200?
Yeah, I've used the SP 1200. Yep, that too. I've used a bunch of different machines over the years.
That's awesome, man. Like
that 12-bit grit is real. Yeah,
I believe it. It's like I'm kind of newer to the production game. Like I started producing probably like in the early 2000s. So okay. I've been strictly software the whole time, but I've always been fascinated by the hardware, like, learning about, Primo and stuff, what they use and all that kind of stuff, the SP 1200, MPC 3000, like Dillo used and stuff. So that's dope, man.
I love that 3000, man. That's probably one of my favorite. Probably that 3000 was my favorite, probably. That or the 12. I mean, I like the ASR too, but this something about that 3000, and it just has such punch and attack, man. Whew.
Yeah. So the MPC Live, I mean, do you see any similarities with that machine, even though it's newer to the MPC 3000?
Yeah, it that's why I like it. It has a certain bounce to it, even with the programming. It really helps the drum program. I love how the pads got a percussive bounce where it almost instinctively makes you, more syncopated and rhythmic program. Yeah. With the key bounce or the pad bounce versus like on the ASR 10 is not quite as natural because it's not percussive. You're not striking. I love striking pads.
Right,
because I'm a drummer. I mean, that's just natural for me to strike. I've been doing that since I was 5. So the strike a pad. I mean, I think it makes my programming funkier, to be honest.
Yeah, and so the pads are really sensitive and stuff. Like you get, you
can do dynamics and stuff, kind of accents and stuff. That's what I love about the MPC. All of their samplers, that you can do that. You can accent, drum strikes when you program, especially programming drums and kicks and snares and stuff like that.
So let me ask you this: quantize or no quantize?
I typically don't, but I tend to program pretty rhythmically anyway, right? That's why they tend to have my beats have a certain swing to them because I don't really do that.
Would you say that being a drummer and a DJ has helped you to become a better producer?
Absolutely. the music part of it. I didn't give you this background. I played in orchestra and jazz band and stuff all through school, and I was reading music when I was like 6-7 years old. So I've always had a music sensibility. I'm playing orchestra. I'm hearing a lot of different arrangements, types of music, whether it's from recordings and or playing it like in band. So I think it gave me a broader kind of sense of music, making music connections, basically how to select music. I think it helps me in that regard. I have a broader palette of music to choose from because I've listened to a bunch of different music. So I think that's an advantage.
Definitely make it awesome. Yeah, because you have the background of collecting records, then you actually playing music and in orchestras and bands and stuff. So you have that knowledge as well. And
DJ helps you blend too, and DJ helps you be able to blend. So that naturally lends to blending samples and doing layering and stuff like that. So I'm used to matching up songs. So yeah, those definitely. And then the drumming just helps with programming too. It helps my programming sound more natural because I program to try to make it sound like a drummer playing a kit. Right. It makes it less robotic sounding.
Yeah, that's one of the things that brings out the soul and that feeling in the music,
Yep. So programming matters big time.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you dropped the album called The Vibe out this year, and you did all the production on that album, right?
Yep. Me. It was Big Stacks and Nite Time. Nite Time, the MC. I'm the producer and MC. Yep, I did all the production and had some guests on there and everything. But yeah, did all the production.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I've been listening to that album since I found out about you, man. And that joint is dope, man. Like,
appreciate it, man.
Me that nostalgic vibe, like, you know what I'm saying? Like music that I love from the 90s.
Appreciate it.
So like, yeah, no doubt, man. How did you meet Nite Time?
Great question. That's back when I was living in Milwaukee. That's where he lives. And I was in Discman hanging out with my man Qatari, who worked there. I just had gradually built up a rapport with him. So I come in there with beat CDs and he just playing them over the system. So I'm in there at the time and Nite Time happened to be there. And he's playing some beats. Qatari's playing some of my beat CDs over the system. Mm-hmm. And he asked Qatari, "Hey, what's that? What's that playing?" "Oh, those are his beats." And he's like, "Yo, I rhyme." And I'm like, typical producer head. Everybody raps when you're a producer, right? So you're like, oh,
right,
yeah, right, yeah. Okay. so me and Nite Time linked up, and I brought a bunch of beat CDs, and he's rhyming, and dude was nice. I'm like, okay, he for real, okay, because a lot of them say it and it's garbage, right? But he was actually nice. So that formed the partnership, and so that ended up. Our partnership resulted in the music that was on the first album we made, The Balance of Power, in 2017, and then we followed that up just now with The Vibe out. So yeah, we met back in early mid 2000s.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
we know each other a while.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up, man. So you MC too, right? So are you You're rapping on the album as well?
Yeah, I'm on the song The Vibe out, bop to it. Rhymes and I'm going in, the posse cut.
Have you ever like rapped on any other producers tracks as well on any albums or anything?
Yep, I'm on a current song. Gosh, I forgot the title. I'm currently on the the Lynx 9 album that produced by Cut Beatles. I have a song on there I'm featured on. Also featured on a song on MC Mad One and Ruler Y's album. Why is that blanking? The name is blanking on me for some reason. That was back like a couple years ago, but I'm on a song Can't Be Done by them. The name will come to me in a second, but yeah. So just look up DJ Mad One and Ruler Y. I forgot about that.
Back over this and look.
I'll tell you right now what it is. I'll tell you right now. I'll find it.
Give me some new music to listen to.
Yeah, because it's actually a hot album. Okay, I'll find it. It's gosh, what's it called? It's amazing stuff. But just look up, DJ Mad One, Ruler Y.
Really, DJ Mad One, and you said Ruler Y.
It was MC Mad One, and then the producer's Ruler Y. And it's amazing album. I mean, but I'm on a song Can't Be Done off their album. I mean, it's really good stuff. I mean, real hip hop, gritty. The kind of stuff that you're talking about nostalgic wise.
Yeah,
great stuff. So I mean, I was honored to be asked. Like, wow. I mean, that track was fire. I mean, Yeah, I'm a fan too. I mean, I don't am an artist. I'm a fan. I like good hip hop. If it's good hip hop,
Right. That's the same way that I am.
I want to be on it. You know.
Yeah, that's how I am. I wouldn't have started doing it if I didn't love it. You know.
Exactly right. I'm a fan of it. I partake and consume a lot of hip hop. So yeah, I mean, I'm even like underground artists, people that may not be well known. If you dope, I'm checking for you. Period. I mean, that's just
Yeah, that's the same way I am.
I'm not a stargazer like that. A lot of people, if they're not known, I'm not. No, I don't care if you're known or not. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also, and I heard you got some scratch hooks on the album too. That was really refreshing to hear too, because you know, that's a skill in and of itself. So you did all the scratches too?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did all the DJ and everything.
Yeah.
On the Mad One and Rule of Wild album is called Eternity Sequel. There we go. I knew I'd find it.
Eternity Sequel is the name of the song?
Yeah. No, the name of the album is Eternity Sequel. The song I'm on is Can't Be Done.
Can't Be Done. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll definitely look that up.
Yeah, that was fun. Yep, I scratched all those hooks. Yeah, man, I enjoy that too. I mean, I think that's missing in hip hop right now. I need more scratching. We forgot about the DJ for some reason. I've been doing that from day one too. I mean, that's one of the earliest things I was doing. You know, juggling beat breaks, things like that. Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you a little bit more about the album production process. Like, so when you and Nite Time decided that you were going to make the album, do y'all meet in the studio and you make the beats on the spot for him to write to? Or do you have like a batch of beats that he picks from and then comes to the studio with his verses? Like how did everything come together with the making of the album?
Well, here's the interesting part about that. This is a virtual album. We literally made this in our two locations. I'm in Philadelphia and he's in Milwaukee. So I'm sending him beats. Awesome. Yeah, I'm sending him beats and he rhymes to the ones, he liked or whatever. And then he's sending it back to me, the vocals, and I mix them. And then that's how we put it together. So we were never in the same space recording it. Nope.
Yeah, that's
totally virtual. You gotta love technology.
Yeah, you gotta love it. That's awesome. Yeah, and I can definitely relate to that because I'm in North Carolina and I'm friends with a producer and MC by the name of Southern Phase that lives in Texas. And every song that we've done together thus far has been virtual, sending it through through email, stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, it can be done,
Yeah, it's all in the mix. You think we're in the same space to make the mix sound good, it's similar.
Right.
You don't hear any disparity in the quality, right? It's all in the mix.
Yeah. Another thing that I thought was good about the album is the last song is called the outro, and then you thank everybody, your family, friends, everybody that helped you along the way. How important has your family been, as far as providing inspiration to you and motivation for you to continue to do your music the way you do,
Oh, they're a huge motivation because they've always supported me in doing it. And so they listen to the music. They'll give me their thumbs up, thumbs down. But just the influence of having the music around me and hearing what they're listening to is always this constant feeder process where I'm being fed with music. I mean, our family gatherings involve music. I mean, it's always been a musical thing.
Yeah.
I'm from that kind of family where
stuff,
you probably were too. Dad played the spirituals on Sunday morning. There's always musical around it. So even now,
always musical. My mom sings, and some of my other aunts, they sing too. They used to have a group together. Like it's all everything is always music.
Always music. I mean, so you're constantly being reinforced for doing it, which is great. Because a lot of people don't have that. They're like, "Oh, you're making that noise," like, "Hey," versus, "Hey, what you coming up with? Let me hear it." So they're actually interested in it. My wife's interested in it. Just she into my music, and she'll give me the thumbs up, thumbs down in a second too.
Yeah, that's the good thing too. For like, I mean, the stress of what you just said of the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Mm-hmm. Not always the thumbs up. Like to be honest enough with you to tell you if they don't like it. Like,
I don't like that. Like, wow, it's blunt. I don't like that. Why? What's wrong? I don't like it. I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, you need that sometimes too, so you don't so you don't get big headed, and so you can continue to grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely. She's very critical. I mean, which is good, and she's into music too. She sings, plays piano. I mean, so my wife's musical as well. So yeah, man, she has a sensibility towards it. So she's got a valid ear with listening, to what you've done, what I've done. So it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have y'all like made songs together? Like,
not yet. I'm gonna try to get her on some track. I want her to sing though. She's got a great voice.
Get her to sing over your beats, like like
she's got a great voice.
Stuff, but like with melody,
Mm-hmm.
That'd be dope, man.
She can go, man. I mean, she is nice. That's so cool.
Who's some of the current MCs that you believe would sound dope over your beats?
Oh man, does it matter what phase or what time period? Or I hear a lot of them. I mean,
well, no, it doesn't necessarily matter what time period. I was thinking about like maybe in the past 10 or 15 years, like MCs are just coming out, but yeah, you could also let me know about the all-time greats and stuff that you want to work with.
Yeah, I mean, because one that pops in my head, and actually, but I've also worked with him too. I'll just leave it at that. But Jux, I like Jux, man. I got Jux on the track.
Rusty Jux.
Yeah, something a solo joint I'm working on.
You talking about Rusty Jux from?
Yeah.
Dude is dope, man.
Yeah,
I gotta hear. What's the name of the joint?
Well, it's not out yet, but it's just something I'm working on.
Okay.
It's my follow-up solo joint, but that's one of the features I got on there so far. But
okay, that's what's up.
Here's one. I like my man out of Toronto, man. What's his name? What's his name? Oh, Danielson. Danielson's dope. Like him. Okay. Sugar Hill. Oh, is it Sugar Hill? What's the name of that song? Lemon Hill or something like that. Yeah, with the real soulful sample. I like him. I like Kendrick's dope. Cole.
Kendrick, J. Cole.
RJ Payne while you playing. I mean, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, dude is dope.
Oh, he's sick, man. Crazy. Yeah. I mean,
I could give you some that I can hear. I can hear Elzai on your.
Yep. That's a good one. Yep, Elzai. Royce
Royce the 5'9". Yeah, anybody that got skills, man. Like,
shoot, Black Thought would be that'd be a dream.
Black Thought is one of my favorite MCs.
Yeah, I love Black Thought. Shoot, CL. I could see. Just going through history, I could see a bunch of guys on there.
Because you said CL. I mean, I hear the horn samples in some of your beats on the album too. Mm-hmm. That I definitely peeped that too.
I can see the plugs. I mean, Paz and Dove. Man, Paz and Dove. Tech and Steel. I can name a bunch. Pick an era. Rock Marcy be dope. I mean, there's a bunch of guys I'd love to hear on some stuff. So I mean, shoot, Van Poo. I mean, there you go. Tara's dope. Like him.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a bunch of and then my man, I'm forgetting my man on Duck Down. What? Oh, Illa G. There you go.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a few, but there's a bunch more. But yeah, those are the ones that pop in my head right now.
That's what's up. And like, so since you MC and produce, like I can relate to that because I do as well.
Nice.
Which one do you enjoy the most, or is it like a mixture?
Oh, it's production all day. I'm a producer first. I mean, I'm not even gonna try to pretend like I'm an MC first. I'm a producer. I love making beats. I like rhyming. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a producer. If I could only pick one, I'd produce.
I'm an MC first.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, I'm MC first, and producing came a lot later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you. Here's weird. I'm gonna flip and ask you a question. Is that because you weren't getting beats that fit your preference? I always wonder why MCs turn to production. Is it because of dissatisfaction with what you're receiving as an MC? Like you know what you want to hear, so you make it yourself?
It was really weird. It was like I started out MCing first, and then just all of a sudden I kind of like started listening to beats differently, and I just wanted to do it. Like, when I read an old I can't remember if it was The Source or whatever, where there was a DJ Premier interview, and he was talking about how he chops up snares and kicks from different records and stuff to make his beats, and I was like, that's dope. And I was just like thinking like, well, what? And then I was thinking like, do I even know like what is a snare? What is a kick? Yeah, so that's basically what it was. It wasn't any dissatisfaction or anything like that. It's just I started getting fascinated with production, and I wanted to try it. But yeah, nice, but I'm an MC, more than a producer.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy both, but like I said, just if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick beats, definitely.
If there was just one thing that you could change about mainstream hip hop today, what would it be?
I'd probably say there needs to be better quality control. I mean, well, I guess I can't say mainstream. I'm thinking about everything, but I would say just bring back more substance. I mean, the lack of substance is just bad with mainstream hip hop right now. I mean, it's just a bunch of foolishness, basically. I sound like the old guy, get off my lawn, but just foolishness. Our people need have their minds fed with some content, and we have a lot of issues going on in society, and we're not being fed intellectually or spiritually. So that's my gripe with it. It's just music that lacks content, that lacks substance.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That's what I see when I'm on YouTube or whatever, and I see people's music videos and stuff. It's always the same thing. The ratchetness or whatever you want to call it.
Demeaning our people, man. It's like you're affecting the image of us in the world. Like
right.
Have some conscience of that, and that's probably why I'm very particular about what I write and say on the mic, and that have my name attached to, because one, it affects your legacy. Like, so are you going to be proud when you're 60 years old that you made a song called WAP when your great grandkids sit on your lap? You got to think about that.
They're going to ask you what that means, and you can't tell them. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't want to make music I'm gonna be ashamed of at some point. Like, I'd rather make stuff I'm proud of. Yeah, and I guess the other thing I would say too is that the lack of creativity. Is too much monkey see, monkey do going on right now.
Right.
No creativity. Everybody sounds the same.
Everybody sounds the same, and they don't care. It's just like that's like if you were to tell them that it was like it would go in one ear and out the other, because it's
you're a hater.
Yeah, you a hater. They trying to get they're trying to make money. Clout chasing.
Yeah, uplift the art form. I mean, I think it's a duty as an artist to uplift the art form. I mean, if I put something out there, it should be something that glorifies the art form instead of tears it down. So,
if someone asks you to give them like a one sentence elevator pitch describing your style of music, how would you describe it?
I make organic sounding hip hop that touches the soul. I mean, it's soul touching music.
That's what's up. That's
what's right in the heart. I mean, you feel it. You can tell the difference. You can tell when it comes from the heart.
Yep, soul music. I can definitely hear that from from that album.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's what I miss in music too. Speaking of mainstream, I miss soul. Where's the soul in rap? Rap used to be funky. Where's the funk? The beats aren't funky.
Yeah, you can't get that when that, like, what I'm saying? When you said the creativity, everybody's using the same drum kits and sample packs and stuff like that, Yep. So like
no soul.
There's not gonna be any soul in it.
Yeah, where's that bop your head? I mean, you just want to I just want something to make me nod my head. That's not underground. I mean, I got to go to underground to get that. That mainstream stuff just doesn't give you that feeling.
Yeah, and in the 90s, that's the funny thing. Like in the 90s, there were commercial rap songs that actually were dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that Bad Boy was making. Yeah, you had certain people that rallied against it and said this is too commercial back then. But I mean, when you listen back now, like a song like Get Money by Junior Mafia is dope.
Yeah, it's funky.
And stuff like that.
The Benjamins. I mean, those songs are bangers.
Those songs are ill, but those were the commercial songs. But now, like, you compare that to what you hear on the radio now, like.
Yeah, it's hard to listen to that stuff. I mean, it's and I hate to sound like that. And to my credit, I do give it a chance. I don't just dismiss it outright. I'll listen first, but then I'm like, nothing here for me.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Very, very.
So this is one of those obligatory questions. Who is your top 5 hip hop producers?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Let's see. Do I go with my influences or do I go with this? I guess I'll go currently. I'd say my favorites. Of course, I gotta say Jay Dilla. Everybody says Jay Dilla.
Yeah. Jay Dilla is the GOAT.
Incredible. I like Pete. Pete's incredible. The arranging, the drumming, drums, all that stuff, and
everything.
And now it gets tough. I'm gonna say some weird ones. I love Buck Wild. I'm a Buck Wild cat. I'm a Buck Wild fan.
Okay, that's a name I don't hear that often, but he's a very slept.
Oh man, let it slide. Master IC, come on, man.
A lot of stuff. I got a story to tell for Biggie.
Yeah, whoa.
All kinds of stuff.
Far From Yours.
Yeah, Buck Wild. Yeah.
Let's see, Buck Wild. So that's 3. I gotta get some.
That's 3.
Let me see. Man, this is tough.
And did you say this was your influences, or this is what?
No. My influences are different. I can name those too.
You can. Well, you can give me that one after that.
Okay. All right. So I'll say Extra P, Large Pro. Gotta give it to Large Pro.
Oh yeah,
the dude is nice. Yeah, the programming, man. and keep in mind, this list could change tomorrow and it'd be like 5 other guys.
I know that.
Let me see.
One more.
Who else do I like from that era? I mean, just any era. I guess I will name one of my influences too. But I gotta go with Africa Baby Band, man.
Africa Bambaataa. Okay.
No, Africa Baby Band from Jungle
Brothers. Okay.
So he's basically what you're hearing on the vibe out in terms of like arranging. That's Baby Band's influence. All the multi-tracking and stuff. That's straight out the jungle.
Okay, that's what's up.
You listen to things like done by the forces of nature. I mean, that was 89, man. That dude was. But he's one of my influences. He's one, and I guess the rest of them in order would be Marley Marl, Mantronic, Said G. Of course, I named Africa, 45 King, and Prince Paul be last. Yeah, that's the horn influence. Everybody thinks that's Pete. Like, no, I was already producing by the time Pete came. I already had like demos and stuff out there. I mean, that was 45 King that had the horn. That's where the horns are from.
Oh, okay. That's
45 King.
That's what's up. See,
the drums are Said G.
Man, because I'm learning from you, like,
Because says that, like, nah, I was putting out demos when they were out already. I got stuff out before they came out. So yeah, I mean, no disrespect to them.
But 45 King is his production that he did for Jay-Z and Eminem.
Oh yeah,
Hard Knock Life and Stan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I know that he was a DJ and stuff like that because I used to have the Funk Master Flex 60 Minutes of Funk Volume 1. Yep. I think it's probably when I first kind of knew about Mark the 45 King because it was a song on there that was like from something that he did, like the I think it's called a 1-900 number or something.
Or the 900 number. Yep.
Yeah. So
the Marvin Whitney Unwind Yourself. Yep.
Yeah. So
classic.
So yeah,
those horns.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You having those influences like that. That shows, hip hop knowledge. Really.
Yeah, gee, those drums, man. Marley said and Mantronic are my drum influences right there. Marley said and Mantronics. I mean, just the snap.
Said G's from. Is he from
Ultimate MCs?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Funky is one of my favorite songs of all time, man. All those breaks layered, man. Like my drums need to hit like that. He made me step my drum game up.
Yeah. That's the amazing thing about like the hip hop that came out around that time. It's like the break beats. That's something that I'm always fascinated by. Like when I make beats, I like to always incorporate breaks in there some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because that swing, it gives it that natural feel of the drum. Yeah. I even chop breaks. A lot on the album, a lot of breaks that are chopped up on there.
You could, I mean, you can, but you don't always have to. You could just
Right.
loop it sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Depends on the song. Yep.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate you coming on here, Big Stacks, and being so gracious with your time and dropping gems and giving us insight into your music and everything like that. And before we get out of here, let everybody know how they can reach you and plug whatever current projects, upcoming projects. Just give us the whole rundown.
All right, you can reach me at producer Big Stacks, like my name, producer Big Stacks, one word, on Instagram, Twitter. You got the album out, The Vibe out on bandcamp.com right now. Just look up producer Big Stacks and you'll find my discography on there. So, I appreciate you having me come on, Monev, and appreciate all the fans and people that support our music, man. It's love, man. I appreciate it, big time.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Like I said, I'm gonna be listening to this interview again because I needed to take notes on certain stuff, certain things that you said that you're on and stuff like that, and going back through your catalog, listening to more music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shoot. If you ever get a chance, have me come back on a break segment to talk about records or something like that. That'd be a good show.
Awesome, man.
You gotta do a digging show where I just go over there and play snippets or something. We got these short snippets because of YouTube. The algorithm.
That's the only thing. Yeah. The copyright thing on YouTube, man. They're very strict.
Yep.
I know that from personal experience.
Yeah, I can dodge them with rare though. I mean, I've played full albums on lives on IG, but I'm playing rare stuff they don't even know about.
So we definitely, you gave me a good idea. I definitely would love to have you on for something like that.
Yep, count me in. Yeah,
no doubt, man. So wish you nothing but best with all your endeavors, man, and look forward to the you said you got something coming with Rusty Jukes.
Well, it's my solo follow-up for my album, Never Favored. I'm working on that. But that's one of the features on the album. One of the early
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll be looking out for that too.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you for coming on. You have a great one, man. All right.
You too, my brother.